Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ MV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got a special guest on the line, on the Zoom, on the whatever you want to call it. Ludacris, ladies and gentlemen. What up, Luda?
What up? What up, my family? What's going on? Congratulations, Jess. How you doing?
Jess is actually
She pregnant, so she be in and out the room.
Yeah, so she in and out the room. So she's probably in the bathroom throwing up maybe right now. But yes.
Well, congratulations twice. All good. There it is.
Jess, Luda is hosting the iHeartRadio Music Awards on April 1st. That's not an April Fool's joke. It's actually happening.
I was going to say that same thing, but you beat me to it, so it's all good. Yes, I cannot wait to do this. It's my first time hosting the iHeart. It's been a minute since I hosted something, but you know, I'm a big kid. I'm going to have a lot of fun. We're going to bring a lot of energy. Not an April Fool's joke whatsoever, because I like to joke around a lot too, but this ain't no games. It's no game.
Is Fear Factor the last thing you hosted?
Nah, I think the Billboard Awards, if I'm not mistaken. The Billboard Awards 3 years in a row, as a matter of fact.
Now, did you have more fun at the Super Bowl or when you performed in Atlanta when you was hanging from the ceiling, sliding all the way down? Which one did you have more fun?
Envy, that's a hard question. But you know, when I was sliding down when I was rappelling down in the Georgia Dome, it wasn't over 100 million people around the world watching me. That was just kind of certain amount. I would have to say the Super Bowl, man, because that was just one of those moments in time where I was nervous for my friend. This boy was on roller skates and all type of stuff, and we know that he practices these things, but it was a little different, man. And I just felt the energy from around the world on that day a little bit more than I felt on that rappelling down from the Georgia Dome.
Do you ever get nervous? And I know you perform every weekend and you've done these shows, like that one time, the biggest stage, and you forget a word or you stutter, or did that ever cross your mind at all?
You know what? Lil Jon asked me that before we went on, and I'm going to say something that probably no artist probably ever says. Absolutely, bro. I get nervous all the time. The moment you stop getting nervous is the moment that you don't care. And you know who told me that? May he rest in peace. DMX said that to me, man, and I took that to heart ever since. I'm always nervous right before I hit stage because I care so much, but as soon as I hit that stage, as soon as my voice comes on that mic, all the nervousness goes out the way, but always nervous.
Gotcha.
You know, Luda, we're on Zoom, but, you know, I can see who's on the Zoom, and I see the good brother Shaka Zulu on the Zoom, man, and it's incredible to see men, especially black men, have such a long, healthy relationship like y'all have. What does it mean to still have Shaka in your life after, you know, especially after what he just went through?
Man, listen, Shaka is my mentor. I don't know if y'all saw when I received my Hollywood Walk of Fame, man, but it occurred to me at that moment that Shaka and his brother Jeff are like the fathers that I've had since my father passed away, man. And I started breaking down in tears. So I could say a lot of things, but I hope that makes you understand how much it means to me to have someone like Shaka in my life, man, as a mentor, as a guide, as a friend, as a figure that just continues to keep me on my best behavior and keep me on my toes, man. 100%. We've been in the game over 2 decades and been rocking with each other, no contract. It was a handshake, and it's been like that ever since.
And that started at radio, right? Hot 107.9?
Yes, 100%.
Wow.
And it was at 97.5 at the time. So, man, it's a radio family thing, man. And like we said, this was in Atlanta. We just sold this to BET, by the way, this whole story. I'm doing this for all the radio people.
Dope.
Have they got the official green light? I know you got the BET Plus series. They got the official green light?
We got the official green light, man. I'm going to do everybody proud.
Have you picked who playing you, who playing Shaka, who playing Jeff, who playing a young Lala maybe? I don't know.
Not yet, but we ain't got to that stage yet, but we taking all suggestions. We know you out there producing stuff too. So, man, you know, give us your list. We gotta figure this out. We got to match the right people. You know what I mean? It's got to be as real as possible.
That's right.
You know, look, it's funny. I got my new book coming out, and I wrote about you in the book because I was a young intern at the time. But I remember when you was at Z93 Jams in Charleston, and even though What's Your Fantasy was popping, you came in and ran your own board. And Yes, and I'll never forget that. Like, you was doing the interview, but you were like, nah, let me run the board. And I'll never I'll never forget that.
Bro, that's crazy. I never forget that. And by the way, you know, I don't just say this, man, because I follow y'all on social media, but your first book, is an amazing just piece of art and a piece of work. Dope. And I'm proud of you because I know this is like your third or fourth one. So, man, congratulations on that. I can't wait to read it. now, especially now knowing that I'm in the damn thing. Appreciate that, bro.
Yes, sir.
Now I gotta ask, you're a lyricist, and you will bite back anybody that mentions your name. We've seen it with Katt Williams, but now that you're seeing the shots going back and forth with these lyricists, do you enjoy it? Because you feel like hip hop got a little everybody's too cool with each other.
Listen, I don't care where hip hop is at. I enjoy any time people are coming at each other's necks, like in the right way. Mm-hmm. I absolutely love what's going on. Like I was just saying that we're witnessing, you just talked about the Super Bowl. Super Bowl is all about who wants it the most. We witnessing March Madness live about who wants it the most, that competitive. We witnessing history with LeBron James doing amazing, historic things. And everybody always talks about who's the greatest and who's the best, and there's debates. I love, and hip hop is of no exception. I love in hip hop when people just try to prove to each other, and you got the best of the best. And, I'm loving what's going on. I can't wait to see how this plays out.
Well, Luda, what you saying that, Nelly, Mav and Paul was just up here, like literally just walked out talking about the shop. But, Nelly was on the shop, and he said that his era of rap was the toughest and most competitive. Like, so that was your era,
Luda
too.
Luda got to be in that. Yeah,
DMX,
absolutely.
J, M, Wayne, 50, and Luda. He said that. He actually said your name, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
I can't be at all mad at that statement, because I was just on Drink Champs, and I was literally talking about how, I went to the award shows and the Grammys, obviously, year after year after year. For the first decade, I'm over here outselling a lot of these artists, and I'm losing. And what I mean by that is I was up against DMX, I was up against Jay-Z, I was up against Eminem in these categories every single time. And I just, I had to keep my head held high. And, after about a decade or so, I finally started winning. But yes, I would say in terms of competition, in terms of going at each other, in terms of subliminals flying, in terms of direct lyrics flying, it was just extremely competitive. Now, I'm sure anybody in their era is going to say that's the toughest era, but I can't be mad at that statement. I feel the same way. How
important is family and your wife to you in keeping that bond fresh, spicy, and new? Like I seen recently when you gave her, I'm not sure what holiday it was. I think it was her birthday or Christmas, where you made her do obstacle courses to get a bag, and she had to. She didn't get it. She couldn't climb. But how important is that for you in your relationship?
It's extremely important to keep stuff fresh, man. You can't do the same things over and over again. You got to keep. That's just one thing that's in my nature, though, man. I love constantly, I love constantly trying new things, especially when it comes to exciting my wife. Right. You know what I mean? So I think it was Valentine's Day again that you're talking about. I made her do a little obstacle course. I hate doing the same thing over and over again.
He made her do obstacles I don't think nobody could do. He made her climb rock walls after climbing rock walls. Like, you made her do a lot. I'm sitting like, damn, Lou.
Well, he hosted Fear Factor, so that's on brand.
Oh, that's on brand.
I'm an innovator, man. I got to innovate in all walks of my life.
One question I got to ask you before you go, was Katt Williams ever really offered you a role in Fast and Furious?
No, he never. Not that I know of. You said, was he offered a role?
Yeah, because he said, didn't he? If I'm not mistaken, I could be misquoting this. I thought he said on Club Shay Shay, they offered him the role, but he didn't take it because he wasn't willing to do the compromising things that they needed. Allegedly.
Yeah. And to answer your question, I wouldn't be the right person to ask that question. I have no idea if he was offered a role in the Fast or not. I do know that I saw him at Rick Ross's crib some years back, and everything was perfectly fine. But he's a comedian, he tells jokes, so it is what it is.
So you didn't take offense to nothing, even when he was saying things like, it's about 7 people with ugly light-skinned wives. If you do this and you do that, you get an ugly light-skinned wife in movie roles.
Charlamagne, it was so laughable what he said that I was just like, I couldn't believe what he was saying. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I took it as laughable because he's a comedian, and that's why I kind of responded with some laughable stuff.
Absolutely.
Could you beat him in a foot race?
You know what? That's a good question. That's a great question. I don't know. We'd have to see, because he is fast out there, for sure.
Well, tonight, April 1st, Ludacris hosts the iHeartRadio Music Awards, and we got to get you up here in person. I know you running around doing your thing, but next time you're in New York, you got to stop through, brother.
It's going to be on Fox tonight.
Absolutely. I'll see y'all at the award show, man. All love. Appreciate y'all.
Yes, all right, it's Ludacris. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.